All right, kindergartners, today we are starting our Penguin Winter project. This project is going to take us 2 art days. The first day, today, we have 2 parts. We are going to make 2 penguins, and we're going to paint the background sky. If you notice this penguin, if I draw a line down the middle of this penguin, it is the same on both sides, just like our butterfly project from earlier this year. So we're going to use our magic trick of folding our paper in half to make our penguin bodies. You have 2 sheets of paper. They have a little shine to them. They're actually finger paint paper. So we're going to fold them long and skinny, both of them. And I am going to open them up, and I actually want my name to be on the back, so I can't see my name right now. On this paper, I, Mrs. Cleary, or you are going to make a tiny C. Notice how it touches those folds. And then I'm going to make a big C. Notice how that fills my paper. I have a little space left at the bottom and a little space left at the top. I'm going to do that to both papers. So that little C is starting towards the top. It's going to come out and around. And now my big C is going to start at that same spot. They're going to touch, and it's going to come close to this edge and go all the way down. Now, I'm going to take this black finger paint paper, and I'm going to do one at a time. So I'm going to take my brush, and I'm going to make a nice thick black line on my little C and on my big C. I had to get a little more paint there. Now, I'm going to fold this paper in half, and I'm going to rub on it. And I can actually see that black paint, moving around in there. When I open it up, cool, I've got a funny looking penguin shape. It's the same on both sides. It's symmetrical. I'm going to do that to my second piece. Big thick line on the little C. Big thick line on the big C. Fold it in half. Rub a little bit. And then I want to make sure I open it. Oh, that one looks really cute, doesn't it? So these 2 penguin papers are going to be carried to the spot Mrs. Cleary tells you to put them. Just keep them on this big sheet of paper so that you can carry them together. Now that my penguins are put away, I am ready for the next part of the lesson, which is making the background sky color. So names on the back, flipping it over. I'm going to use a white crayon, and I'm going to draw some X's. Well, you can't really see that, but you'll see it when we paint it. I'm going to draw some little dots or maybe some O's. If you want to make X's into stars, you can. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just making some different shapes of snowflakes all over my paper with the white crayon. I can't really see what I'm doing. Not even sure if I filled the whole paper up. If I was counting, I'd probably have about 15 snowflakes. Dots, X's, O's, stars. They're all over my paper. Just can't see them yet because it's white crayon. We're going to use cake temperas today. And your trays might look like mine. They have a mess on them. There's 6 colors. But I know I'm not going to use them all for the sky. I'm going to use blue for sure. And maybe even a little bit of red, and I'll get kind of a purple color because blue and red make purple. I'm going to make sure my brush gets wet. I'm going to start with some blue, so I'm going to rub my brush in that blue. There's a lot of paint on the sides there. And I'm going to start to paint back and forth. Those look great. Look at my snowflakes. So my job today with this paint is to paint the entire paper so that it has a bluish or purple color. So my paint brush is wet, and that's really helping me get those colors to spread. If I add just a tiny bit of red onto my brush and I mix it on my wet paint, my sky just turns a little bit of a purple color. It would look pretty silly if I had my whole sky red. So I'm making sure that I'm mixing some of that with blue. So again, I'm painting the whole paper today. all the way down to the bottom. Trying to get all those white spots. When my whole paper is that bluish purple color, it is going to be carried to the drying rack. Mrs. Cleary will have a spot for you to put your brushes, and then you will probably need to wash your hands.